Start. And look, Obi, I mean, look, I don't think I can put it any better. And that's to be very, very honest. You know, a few days ago, I said to Mr. Mahama, I said, you know, I still can't believe this. And he echoed my very same sentiments. I said, you know, this is just, it's out of this world. And I still remember what he said the night when we were actually looking on the dashboard and looking as the results actually came in. And then, you know, he kept asking, Omani, are you sure that this is the final? And somehow, every time Omani said yes, he would look at the side of the board again. Even he found it very difficult to believe that this was the gift that God was bestowing upon him. I think he realizes the enormity of the responsibility also. But I tell you, I kid you not, Obi. Let's remember one thing. What do you say? Techino.
In 100-fold.
And then as our nascent democracy also evolves, there's one thing Ghanaians know. And you watch one of the interviews when the young students said, oh, don't worry. This is not about A, B, or C. It is that we're going to vote now to get a new government. If they also come and they don't perform, we will vote them out. That for me summed it up. And you know, this has been a crushingly humiliating output and performance by the New Patriotic Party. I hope it teaches them also a few lessons in humility. That it also teaches them to eschew arrogance of power. That it also teaches them that God still works in the affairs of men and women. And that this time round, God just came to show his hand, to show his might, and to show his power. But to the incoming administration, the biggest responsibility actually lies on our shoulders. Whatever capacity, you know, there's something I tell my students, Sam, that even if you are invited to serve tea or coffee, serve it in all humility and with discipline, and do it to the best of your ability in whatever we do. And you know, there's something I also observe in our space in particular, that John Mahama's affability, his seeming calmness, his outward look of humility, sometimes also creates in the minds of people that this is a man that we can all just... But you know, I always come back to the point that I keep making, that Mr. Mahama, when he says this thing, I go do him. You can go up and come down. You know, there was an evening when there was a debate about where we should go and pass the night. He had made up his mind that we were going to A, and everybody was trying very hard to move towards him to change his mind. I simply didn't move. A few colleagues didn't even bother, because we who know him well know that when the boss says that this is the cup I want to use today, whatever you do, you'll find that cup. And I believe that judging by the enormity of the responsibility now reposed in him, I know it strengthens him and gives him ample leverage to deal very swiftly with any cankers that will rear their heads as we go along. And he's told us, if you are coming into my administration to misbehave,
get ready.
Get ready. And remember also that this time around, the begging, the crawling, and all the whatnots will not work. My brothers and sisters, Ghanaians have done us a huge favor. Ghanaians have actually given vent to God's promise in our lives. Ghana was actually on a cusp of completely failing. God has brought us back from the brink by giving us a new leader, a new leadership. What I expect, what I hope, what I pray for is that all of us, no matter our different personalities, remember that it is service to the Ghanaian citizens first and foremost. That even if you're the primus inter pares who has won from your constituency, you are coming to Accra, one of the lucky to be part of this historic number in Parliament. Remember that it is service to Ghana first. Secondly, it is service to the people. Thirdly, it is service in honor of the same people. Never forget that, because you see, as soon as you begin to forget, I got an overwhelming mandate. I got over almost 1 million votes. I have the,
Yeah.
Remember, within seconds.
God will humble you.
Within seconds. So I'm actually wondering, beyond the plagiarized speech, I'm actually wondering beyond Ghana, beyond aid, beyond the ANAS principle, beyond coming to put my life on the line for Galamsey, beyond coming to yes, beyond I won't steal or I won't take, you know what I mean, I'm too old even to take the public purse, knowing the exchange rates, all the rhetoric. In the face of God's glory, all of this has fallen flat. A total slap in the face. But my brothers and sisters in the NDC, know that God did not bring you this far so that you would look Ghanaians in the face and refuse to serve them or to take responsibility. And the only way you can serve is to remember what God has done for this great party of ours. You know, for some of us, we were born into the NDC. We have nowhere to go to. We will always be a part of the history of the NDC. We invite everybody else to join us as we help our boss, John Dramani Mahama, our running mate and now Vice President-elect, Ghana's first female Vice President. And I keep saying that the nomination and renomination of Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman might still be John Mahama's most lasting of legacies. His belief in women, his dedication to the cause of women, his interest in the lot of women. And yesterday he said something interesting, that he has an app, and the app will determine the categories of persons or appointees. And then he said, JB, it would also tell us if we've reached the 30% mark for women. And I smiled and said, no, Nana alone occupies the 52% that constitutes the women folk in Ghana. But please, dear ladies, when these opportunities come your way, do take them, but do your very best. As Sam George said, if you have any character traits that will not inure to the benefit or the service of the good people of Ghana, please start now. You know, now we have also coaches. Go online and you'll find them. Lessons in humility, lessons in service, lessons in discipline, you name it. No matter what you do. And I say every day, when I arrived on this job, there were no terms of reference. I didn't even know what to expect. I had no idea what really the job even entailed. But there was one thing that I knew, that God wanted me to serve John Mahama in ways I've probably never done before. But I've taken many lessons from this personality called John Mahama. And I think that they will serve me also for the entire life that I have on this earth. A mark of leadership, of statesmanship, of compassion in ways I've never imagined. And in many ways, a man who actually is a repository of a lot of knowledge. Look, Obi, his knowledge of the roads in this country, nothing beats it. His knowledge about the geography of this country, nothing beats it. The topological arrangements of this country. I mean, he is a walking, talking encyclopedia of everything Ghana. I pray that all of us will tap into not just his blessing, but his knowledge and his strongest abilities. You know, people like to focus on the little negativities all the time.
There's
I think
no perfect human being.
It's a human trait.
Exactly.
But more than anything, I think that John Mahama's resilience, and I always smile when I think about the renomination of Professor Nana Jean. It will be a conversation of another day, but it will also be telling just how success has so many friends and supporters. Let's continue to succeed. Let's continue to pray for success. Let's continue to work for people to succeed. Let's continue to count our blessings to one by one. Let's believe that God has given us this beautiful history so that we can make a difference. Let's all focus on making that difference. Look, no matter how small. And I remember years ago the attitudes of some of our colleagues, and we should be willing to advise each other when the need arises. But Obi, let's remember that this thumb here can take you in and bring you out.
Make sure it doesn't bring you out flat, like we are seeing.